We've both made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars from referrals. Once you've got the new client, you convert them to like an established client.
We made 150K a
Nice.
month for this guy, and I'm like, I forgot. But as soon as there's an ROI, it's a completely different mindset. How are you gonna say, like, guys, I've been making money for you? The more you adapt for their business, obviously they're gonna like you.
Not only is this copywriter like writing all this copy, he's actually also building an entire department. So I never have to worry about onboarding and hiring somebody again. Like, I want this guy in the team. That's a forever asset.
Retention and getting referrals, basically forever client system. Rather have a referral because you know you don't need to go through the pain of like making a job post.
There's some other ways that you can get referrals too. First step is not to ask for a referral.
You can already trust someone just by word of mouth. That's how the best deals go
Easiest
around.
deals, yeah.
Yeah. What a lot of people still don't do is
Hey, what's up? So today I'm here with Zsolnai, and we're going to be talking about how he closes some of the best businesses in copywriting in direct response, and how he's made his clients hundreds of thousands of dollars from email campaigns and promotions month on month, and just crushing it for the industry, and how he gets clients to actually reach out to him. So thanks for joining me here in Rome with this nice backdrop. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, thanks for the awesome intro, bro. Yeah, just been having a really good time here with all the dojo gang and the dojo meetup. And yeah, it was just great meeting everybody in person. So kind of feels unreal, but
We all work online, right? So it
Yeah.
does feel like, you know, suddenly when you see somebody in person, it's different.
yeah.
Yeah, but it has that extra effect, you know? We were talking about different ways we're going to be closing clients in 2026 and beyond, because copywriting has changed since we both got started. I know we both got started quite a while ago.
Yeah, definitely.
How are you finding like the client getting seen? Because you told me a little bit before this interview about how you've closed clients recently. Maybe you could share a little bit about that, what's been happening from a client getting standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like it's gotten a little bit more competitive over the years. Like back when I started, it was 4 years ago, and I definitely didn't get started with the right strategies, but I could still land some clients even with that, just from Upwork and, you know, like the basic stuff. And if, you know, I'm talking about Upwork, you can see by just looking at the platform how it's getting more competitive. Freelancing and online business is an opportunity has gotten more competitive because of influencers and I think COVID too. But yeah, they actually changed some of the rules so that you can apply to less jobs now and it costs you more, like Connect, that's their currency. But I felt the same with copywriting. And honestly, lately, the best that's been working with for me is just referrals. Like getting referrals, doing quality work, taking care of the client, making sure that everybody's happy, making sure that we got good systems reporting, also results in place. And then I kind of organically get referrals,
Yeah.
which is always kind of funny, always a surprise, because it comes when you're most busiest, but then you just really gotta lock in and do what you gotta do.
It's cool that you get the amount of referrals that you do, because we actually have like the same client getting system. Most of my business has been referral.
The forever client
Forever
system.
client system, right? I get most of my clients from referral, whether it's from like copywriting clients or from as a coach, coaching clients, actually a lot of referrals as well. And you do too, right? And I've even referred a client. So for those watching, you know, William's one of the few people I refer copywriting clients to, because he just nails the experience. It's like there's certain people that just never ever get referrals, no matter how good they are as a copywriter. I just never make a referral. And then there are other copywriters who are not the best copywriters, but they always get referrals. And William's like the both. It's like great copywriter and great at getting referrals. So like, I want to know a bit about how you've created that, because as much as it is a bit random and as much as organic as like, you know, one day, you know, you're telling me at the end of last year you weren't getting any like deals on the table, and then January started and you had like lots of conversations with people. Like referral is like that, where it's no deals for a few weeks or months, and then lots of deals, and then one deal here and there. Like it is a bit random, but there is a system behind it, because hey, we've both made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars from referrals. So there is something here that is repeatable and something that people watching can actually start implementing.
I think so, yes. Well, number one, I would say is client results. Like sounds like stating the obvious, but you know, I know a lot of copywriters, especially if you're a beginner, and I did that too. You just care about like delivering emails, you know, or delivering the copy. Like this is my job, you know, I do it, and you know, I gave you the deliverables and like job's done. but you have to be proactive about it. Like a lot of the times clients will have ideas like that they come to you with, like, oh, can we run this campaign? Can we run this other campaign, or like make a landing page that looks like this? And if you just like blindly deliver without like questioning of like, okay, is this a good idea? And then maybe like, if it's not, then try to reframe it with the client, like suggest a better campaign that has worked for you in the past. Then do that, you know? And I actually do that. Most of my clients, I come in with a plan. That's also why I can close them, I think, because I don't just come to like a sales call, like an interview, but I already have a pretty good plan. And even if I don't know much about their business, I try to research as much as I can and then create a plan. And then that's essentially with a proposal, like how we usually start working together. And then basically that plan is just how do we get measurable results, sales for you as fast as possible, while obviously like need to set up things for the list first, but then step 2 is get results, like show an ROI as quickly as possible. And then after that, it's you know, why would you say no to a guy for month 2 who just made money for your business?
Right.
So I honestly, like, just, you know, when I was designing all of this, thinking through the strategy, this was obviously with one client and implemented it for more clients. I was just thinking about retaining clients, right?
Yeah.
But turns out, you know, the best stuff that you can do for retaining clients is also the best stuff for referrals.
Yeah.
And I think this is also where like a lot of copywriters do get that you need to get results, even though many don't focus on results as much. But like what a lot of people still don't do is tracking and reporting and like really client relationship management. Because even with a lot of my clients, like I know we struggle because they don't have the right setup for tracking. And so, you know, you can send out a couple emails, send them to the sales page, but if there's no tracking, then how do you really tell if they would have just made that money anyway without you?
Yeah.
Or you actually move the needle and you know, you're doing something that's worth it for them. So I always like, it might require a little bit of, I don't know, like problem solving, creative problem solving. I usually like to go in there, Zapier, go in their systems, like set up the tracking myself just so that I know it's done well. If somebody's not that techy, then maybe I would suggest partnering up with a tech partner, somebody who can do that. But it definitely needs to be done, because otherwise, like, if your client asks like, okay, but like, you know, maybe this month wasn't that good, like, like we may have to let you go, and so on and so on. Like, how are you gonna say like, guys, I've been making money for you?
Right.
You know, I guess the main thing. And it's not only that, like that's still not enough, in my opinion. Because every client is super busy with what they are doing, especially if you're an email marketer. Email is like, I don't know, priority number 3, 4, 5 for them.
Yeah.
You know, like they're working on the front and they're getting leads in. And so they're not gonna be thinking about, okay, what do we even wanna do with email? So you need to be proactive and coming up with those things. And you also need to be reporting those things well. Like you need to proactively get them on a call, like tell them, okay, I have this and this ideas, like do you like any of them? We could do this promo, we could do like build you this funnel to recover more calls that people would otherwise not book from your funnel. Kind of do an analysis, like where could you come in and make an ROI, like make something better, improve something.
Right.
And people usually love that.
The ROI thing's big, and like being able to track it and being able to show that, because I remember I had a client, happens to be the client that I referred to you.
Yeah.
He was trying to reduce my retainer.
Oh yeah.
At one point. And he was like, oh, you know, Matt, like, you know, we really love working with you, but like also, you know, like it's getting to the point now where like we're looking to like reduce our expenses in the business and like lean up a bit and get more profitable. And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, you know, like that sounds great, you know? And I said, so like, what would you like to do? If we send less emails, statistically, each email we're sending is making you an average of like close to $2,000.
Yeah.
Like if I send emails for you and each email makes almost $2,000, if we reduce our sending from 7 times a week, which is $14,000 a week on average, on broadcast emails, not autoresponders, but like just broadcasts, we're making $60K a month. If we reduce to like 5 emails a week. I'm just concerned that now we're suddenly making only 10 grand
Yeah.
a week, and that's only 40 grand a month. So now suddenly we've gone down from 60 grand a month to 40 grand a month. So like, let me know what you want to do there, because I still want to make you guys the same amount of money. You know, I'm happy we can talk about, you know, like something like that. It was like sort of like the conversation. It's like, so how can we make sure that you still get the same results, even though we're doing less work together? And I kind of asked him, like, how do we solve this? And he's like, yeah, you know what, Matt, like, you know, like, I think it'll be, you know, okay. And like that, that's like literally how he was like thinking about it out loud. And he's like, you know, I'm like kind of, no, yeah, let's just leave it how it is. Thank you, that makes sense, yeah. Because I just instantly see, like, I don't want to lose 20 grand. I'd rather pay Matt 5 grand a month instead of 4 grand a month or 3 grand a month, because that extra, like the 2 grand you saved there, you lost 20 grand in sales, right? Because you're good at copy. And so I think copywriters, they miss out on that. I think a lot of copywriters don't know how to create those initial wins for businesses. I think that's another reason. Because same thing, like for me, I'm working with a business, and then as soon as I get in there, first 2-3 weeks, I'm looking for that initial win. I'm looking for that initial, like, how do I create that sale? How do I create that that result as fast as possible? And if I can get that result, then I'm like, I'm gonna make them that extra money. Then they suddenly knock, like the 5K, 10K, 15K, whatever the price is that you close them for, you make it back within the first 30 days, 60 days. If you know what you're doing, you're working with the right business. No, you're not going to lose the client. So yeah, I agree with you. And retention is like the biggest thing as well. Like when we talk about getting referrals, right? Like we talk about this in the Forever Client system.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. You know, retention and getting referrals, basically Forever Client system.
Right. It's like you start with new clients. When you get them, you get that first quick win for them. You get buyer commitment. You increase the loyalty by improving the relationship and getting connected to the team. You give them good feedback loops, like the systems. We actually share the same data tracker.
I think so. Yeah, I still use that template.
I built this template, and
it's really
like,
sick.
You know, it's a good template. So I shared it with William in the dojo, and like of all the people, I think you probably use it more than anybody else in the dojo. Maybe that's one of the reasons I was like, like maybe I should just pass my clients because it's seamless. It's like we deliver the exact same client experience.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. So anyway, you know, you do those things, and then once you've got the new client, you convert them to like an established client. Now they're on a retainer. Then it's all about retention, because if you can keep making the money, I always believe like if you can make the money, they're gonna like you. If they like you, they're gonna, you know, be interested in talking to you and having a relationship with you. And if they're interested in having a relationship and like friendship with you, that's when they start to refer, because they actually like you as a person. So a lot of the time people think referrals comes from the sort of like tactical, like, oh, does anybody that you know need a copywriter? Like, yeah, they might do referral, but I mean, how have you found it? Have you found most of the people that give you referrals, they like you as a person? Like it's like 50% of it is the fact that you actually get along with each other.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that plays a huge role. I think not as much maybe as like getting results and being someone who they can trust with their own reputation, right? A referral is your own reputation, essentially.
Yeah.
So you just need to be very solid, very professional, showing that you're very meticulous about like taking care of what needs to be done. But there's definitely a personal thing about it. And it's also like it's not just giving a referral. Like when I hire somebody, like I recently started working with junior copywriters. I very quickly found out that you know, if I work with somebody, it really has to be someone that I like, and you know, there's a personal kind of fit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's going to be very hard, you know. And so that's very important. You kind of need to be social and you know, not like in-person social, but still like social, like, you know, a good guy
business
to talk
social.
to. Yeah.
Like friendly, yeah.
And that's why, you know, well, not just this is why, but it also makes it more enjoyable to work, right? But I like to be in good terms and like, you know, having a convo here and there that's not fully business related. When I jump on calls with teammates, everybody, it just makes the experience much more enjoyable. And then bonus, I guess, you also get referrals.
Right.
So yeah, that really plays a big role in my opinion. And then also, just want to circle back to maybe what you were saying with the how this client tried to like negotiate the retainer down. So it reminded me of something that happened to me too, like really early, probably my first ever, I wouldn't even call it a client. Like that was the guy who was like teaching me how to write copy. But basically, you know, the business started not going well because of things that were outside of my control, like front end, ads, whatever. And then first thing they look to do, obviously, is to cut costs. And it makes sense. You know, the business needs to kind of stay alive. And if you don't track things the proper way, if you don't, you know, do everything that we just talked about, then they're going to look towards you because they're just like, oh yeah, this guy's writing some things, you know?
Yeah.
And then
Just writing some stuff.
yeah, we're paying him $5,000. Like, maybe you can write that stuff for like $2,500.
Yeah.
You know? But as soon as there's an ROI, it's a completely different mindset and it's a completely different discussion.
Yeah.
And I think unconsciously or subconsciously, this is why I kind of started thinking about this. Like first when I started working with the client you referred to me, I mean, we had some tracking in place, but it was like, you know, it was like as clear as day to me that, yep, we need tracking. Like that needs to
we
be
need to
there.
even go more
That's-
granular. It's one of the things we talked about. Is like this part was missing. We needed to do better autoresponder tracking.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. You know.
Yeah. It needs to be very slow. And I mean, like if you're a marketer, bro, you should be tracking everything. Data-driven decisions. And you know, clients like when you say that,
Oof.
obviously.
It's like they get excited. Yeah.
Yeah. But it makes sense, especially if they're doing cold traffic, like data-driven decisions are everything there.
Yeah.
So if you also implement that into your emails, your copy, your landing pages, your VSLs, everything, then you're also going to become a better marketer. So it's an all-around thing. Yeah, so those are some things about retention.
Those are some secrets right there. Yeah. Okay, so let's create some sort of like recap, tactical recap for everybody watching. If you want to get referrals, first step is not to ask for a referral, because actually a lot of people start the business the first day, they close. I've had copywriters, they'll come in.
So
What?
like that people do that?
They do that, yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Well, they do it. They come
Okay.
they come to me and they're like, you know, when they close it, well, there's some coaches that even teach this, where they say like, when you start working with a business, you know, you onboard them and then you kind of like,
I think I remember
They have like,
some things
it's like in the
that, but I
contract.
think it's weird.
It's in the contract.
Oh,
They'll be like,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
open
yeah.
to like, you
I
know,
know what you're
referring
talking
me
about.
or like some other sort of thing where it's like, and if this project's a success, would you be open to introducing me to somebody else? And like, maybe in certain contexts it makes sense. Like I know one person does this in their sales calls where it's like, you know, they say it's 5K and the business owner's like, oh, I don't know, it's a little bit of a stretch. It's like, tell you what, I'm working on improving my business all the time. Happy to do this for like 3,500 if you're open to giving me a testimonial and a referral afterwards if we enjoy our working relationship together, you know? So like, it's not my play style. It's not, I don't think we would do it that way. Like I like to do it this way. I like to focus on getting so much results for them that they're so amazed and they're so happy with the experience that they want to go to the next level. You know, it's like the client that I referred to you when we first started working together, they had an email system in place, but they hadn't like really optimized it. And when we started working together, I asked him like, what would make this a 10 out of 10 for you? Like, what would make this a win? And he's like, Matt, if you can make us like $7,000 to $10,000 a month on email, just 7 to 10 grand a month, like that would be amazing. Cause that'd be like double what we're paying you, you know? And I was like, first month, I think we made like 20 something.
Yeah.
So, and then the second month was like 36K or something. And then like within 4 months, it was like almost like 50K. And then like, then the second year we worked together when we were like scaling, we're at like 200 a month from email, from 8K. And then so like one of the things I did with him when we had our best month ever, I took a little screenshot and shared it with him of like our first month's conversation. And I was like, look, we've come a long way together. We've come a long way together. Like this is pretty cool, you know? And he was like, yeah, this is amazing, Matt. Like this is really good stuff, you know? So I think that goes a long way, is this idea of like focusing on getting them wins, keeping them happy as clients, getting them a lot of ROI, not focusing on the referral part. Data, lots of tracking. Get your systems in place so that you show them what you're working on. Give them visible feedback loops that they can actually see that. Because how many copywriters that have, like, you know, between you and me that we know, they have a lot of results and they like don't really broadcast it even within the team. And you have to like tell them like, no, you just made the client like $10,000. Like, yeah, sure, maybe they make that every single week, but like you need to tell them, hey, we did it this week and we tested this angle and it worked. Like, we're gonna use that again. Like, give them those perspectives, give them those feedback loops, right? And then you give them those feedback loops and you keep increasing your consistency with them and you just keep going, then you're gonna retain them, right? And then, you know, kind of what we talked about, like then you can start, like when you get a big win for them or they're really happy, and then you start asking. There's some other ways that you can get referrals too, right? Like within the team, and or do you have something there?
Yeah, I just wanted to add something. That's kind of a mindset shift for maybe for some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of these things that you're saying, like broadcasting your wins, I think I personally like don't do that enough as well. Like, you know, when you asked me about my wins, I actually had to go in my phone and check, and I was like, oh, we made 150K a month for this guy, and I'm like, I forgot, you know. But like every time I tell my clients, they're always super happy, and yeah, most people just don't do it enough because we're humble, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's a big part of it.
But you got to brag about it, and you got to brag about it to your clients, because that's why they hired you. You know, they need to see those results, because they also get used to it. Like it's easy to, you know, when you're crushing it, month 1 feels amazing, month 2 feels amazing, but then you kind of get used to it. That's the baseline. So you need to still keep reporting it. And one thing I wanted to circle back to is this mindset shift that, like, think about big agencies. They have media buyers, they have copywriters, you know, they have a different person doing everything, and then they have an account manager. Like, that's a position. Account management is a position. So if you think about it like that, that entire person's job is just to keep the clients happy and to keep in connection with them, keep communicating with them. And so you gotta approach it that way. You gotta give that level of experience, and you can give a better experience, I think, as a freelancer than the big agencies.
Of course,
because you can personalize more for your clients. I actually personalize a lot for my clients. Like, I have very different reporting processes in place for all the different clients and different things we work on. Because the more you adapt for their business, the more obviously they're gonna like you, but the better it's gonna work with their funnel and their entire business. And if it's a big agency, they already have systems in place. They want to, like, if you want to scale to that level where, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30 people are working in an agency, they need to kind of turn everything into the same system so they can deliver. And that's the advantage you have as a freelancer or a small agency. You totally personalize to the business you're working with, and you get like way better results. And you're the account manager. You're not just a copywriter, you're the account manager.
It's a good belief shift. I think a lot of people need that.
Yeah.
I like that. And I think the other thing that I've noticed my clients love, which I've always done for them ever since I worked with a guy named Dan Martell, was I built their department. I built their copywriting department. So what does that look like? It looks like, you know, giving like playbooks on how to write certain copy, like breaking down their email strategy, like recording and processing and creating processes for the whole part of the copywriting business. Because when you do it that way, then business owners love this, man. They love like systems.
They love
like,
systems.
They love this, their whole business being built out. So a lot of copywriters, they're afraid of sharing their like secrets. They're afraid of sharing like the internal processes that they're working on, because they want to like try black box what they're doing. But what's more exciting for a business owner is when they're like, wow, not only is this copywriter like writing all this copy, he's actually also building an entire department. So I never have to worry about onboarding and hiring somebody again. Like, I want this guy in the team so that we build out the system. And
you're basically almost like a partner at that level, or they can, you know, think about you that way.
They almost feel like you're an exec, you know, you're a director, you're kind of like with them building out the business. And that's very, very exciting for them. I'll tell you right now, like, even now, because I have a team of people that I work with, you know, when they build systems out for me, it's like, I freaking love it. I love when people build out systems, because I'm like, it's not about the replacing. It's not about the idea of like, oh, now I've built out the system, now I'm replaceable. It's like the idea that if I have someone on my team that can not only write the copy, but can also train other people and can build out this process and can optimize this and that, there's an asset that I'm building that's so much more than just writing the copy. It's like a forever part of the business. And I think a lot of copywriters also don't pitch it that way to clients. Like, sometimes when clients don't understand, let's say, email marketing, because that's like the main thing that, you know, we've done for our clients is email. It's like, a lot of them, they don't think it's I tell them, like, this is an asset that we're building that's a forever asset, because all those emails, all that data, all those angles, all those emails, you can repurpose and reuse and reset up and schedule and build out in a different way. And you have that stuff forever. Like, it's written once, but unlike a Facebook post that's like, once you post it, it's like, it's gonna get lost in the feed. You can take the very, very best ones and you can set them up to scale. Like, I mean, the client that we both worked with, it's like, they made 60 grand a month from broadcast emails and over 100 grand a month from automated emails.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I was making them over $100,000 every month from emails I wrote 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, what a crazy concept. Like, we could both have left that client and they would still be making $1 million a year from work we did in the past. Like, business owners don't let that go when they fully understand the process. But I think this brings us to like another thing is, it is all about the client then, because if you have a business owner that you're working with that's like a small, like they have a small list of 300 people, they have like no offer, and like, then you're not, I mean, you could get referrals, but you're not going to get the same kind of referrals.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, you want to be with the right kind of crowd to get the right referrals, to get that.
There was an analogy that you said in the forever client system. I think it was like apple trees don't grow oranges, or you know, something like that.
You plant a lemon, don't plant a lemon seed expecting an apple tree to grow.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's true.
It makes sense. Yeah. They do tend to hang out with same type of clients, and that's why, you know, it's kind of interesting because all of my clients are in the trading niche right now, which I didn't really do on purpose. You know, it was just like one referral after the other, but just goes to show how people like form social circles and grow their networks there. And then, you know, this is how the best deals go around. You know, like circling back to when I wanted to hire a junior, like I didn't make a job post. I just, you know, went by who I know, like who was in my network. I would always rather have a referral because you know, you don't need to go through the pain of like making a job post, getting 100 like applicants, like vetting out 97 of them, and then getting on calls and like yada yada yada. If you just know from your social circle that you can already trust someone just by word of mouth, that's how the best deals go around.
Deals,
yeah.
Do you find that also you get some referrals from people that are not just the business owner? Because I found a lot of my referrals come from like the marketing director or like a strategic partner with other people on the team. I find sometimes business owners, like, especially when you're good at like retention, they don't want to give you to anybody else. Like I've had the opposite effect where it's like, I asked my one client, you know, like, could you refer me to anybody that's like a friend of yours that also needs a sequence like this? And he's like, nah, Matt, like we need you here, man. We need you here. Like, I love you, man. I want to keep you here. I don't want to.
I had the same experience. Same. I think, I don't know if I got it. Let me think about it. Did I get a referral from a client directly? I think no. Like all of them were from strategic partners. Strategic partners are like very strong. So maybe if you have a, you know, business, which is like a coaching business, and then they have a sales agency or somebody building out the tech and the operations, like these kinds of contacts I got referrals from. I don't think from the business owner directly. And that might be kind of a conflict of interest thing, that if you have like 30 clients, then you're just going to turn into the agencies that I talked about. But yeah, also kind of like, what would you call them? Co-workers, or like people who also work
colleagues,
co-workers,
colleagues.
People who work in the same business, if they work for more businesses or if they have a social circle in that industry, then they also get your referrals. So I think that's kind of how they go around.
It's a good.
And also, I actually got referrals from other clients, other copywriters.
Oh, okay.
And also from you, obviously. So like communities like the dojo, masterminds. Obviously, this is where people get together. This is where people talk. So referrals also go around. So I think that's a very strong place to, I don't know, get into. And then, I mean, people say, you know, don't connect with other copywriters. You know, you have enough copywriter friends. But I mean, there is a time when somebody has, you know, just something happens personally, or the client is more demanding, they need more work, or you know, you have too many clients, you want to scale back a bit. Like people pass down clients to, you know, whoever they think is going to take good care of them, and whoever is a good friend also. And I mean, that's how you referred that first client to me. And I also got another referral from another copywriter that way, because he wanted to focus on another client where he was kind of doing CMO work already, and he just didn't want the distraction. So that goes around. But I mean, I think that's something that I kind of just do by default. Like I connect with people, and you know, we make friends with whoever we like, and that makes work more enjoyable. But again, a lot of this stuff is like, I like to do this very naturally, you know, like I don't like to, you know, make a list of people that I need to connect with in the business that I'm working with. I'm just naturally social, talk to people, and most of these people are cool people. I find that it's not like a corporate world where you hate all of your coworkers, you know? Right. So yeah, just connect with people naturally. And bonus, again, you also get referrals.
Yeah, I think it's a good perspective as well, because like we were talking about earlier, some people think like you close the client, you put it in the contract, you put it in the thing, like as soon as like we get a good success, like we get a referral together, and they do think it's all from the client. But this perspective really brings it back to how much time you should actually invest in the team and the people around the client, because it's not always the client that's going to give you the deal. Actually, in my experience, more of my deals have come from people within the team than from the clients themselves, because they like you so much, they don't want to share you, you know? It's like that. I mean, actually, sometimes when you leave clients, I actually get referrals like that too. That's a little strategy I found. Like people think, oh no, I lost a client. It's like, best time to get a great testimonial, best time to get referrals too, because they're no longer like invested in, like they don't, you know, they're moving on or something. I also get referrals when people leave the team that I make friends with. So yeah, these are really, really useful perspectives on how to get copywriting clients. So I think a lot of copywriters are going to like this, because, you know, if you've been following me for a while, you might be wondering, what kind of skills does William have to get referrals from people in the dojo and get referrals from his clients and make people so much money? Like, so the question to you is like, what kind of results are you getting your clients? And then also like, how do you develop the skills to do that?
Okay, gotcha. So as far as results, I was telling you about that trial project earlier that we did with a new client. We made, I think, 40K from low ticket product sales in the first 30 days. So what I did is just set everything up correctly. This was a new list. Did a launch, and then yeah, that was also 297 products. So it's not like we just got like, I don't know, 8 or something high ticket sales. Like we pulled
lots
massive volume that they can
like...
also upsell, right? And I'm not even talking about the upsells.
Oh.
Another client where we did do high ticket from the email list, we had 150K month just recently, stock trading client. So yeah, we're pulling some pretty good results there. Yeah. Sometimes I forget about it, it becomes natural, but like when I say it like that, it kind of sounds extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just just how to put in the work and get results. So as far as like skills, I mean, obviously the copy, but like copy is just step number one. That's like really where you're getting started. I mean, obviously we're copywriters, you have to know copy, right? Like you need to be a good writer, but there's so much more that goes into it. You also need to be a marketer. And really the bigger and bigger clients you're starting to get, and you know, more that is on the line, quote unquote, the more you need to think like a marketer, because that's how you're gonna get that extra 50%, extra 100%. Like if you just write better copy, you're never gonna like double sales. Or maybe if they have like a really bad copy, you know, then you could. But if they already have like good copy, it's gonna be very hard to double it with just copy. So you need to be aware of different strategies, and if it's email marketing, how you run the lists. If it's ads, then how you make better hooks and like everything that goes into ads, maybe even like a little bit of media buying. But yeah, a lot of that comes into play, and you need to be a marketer, and you need to know the era that you're writing in.
The what?
The kind of the area.
Oh,
right?
The area,
like,
okay, makes sense.
So for example, for email, different deliverability strategies, you know, knowing the tech, knowing that it's set up correctly, landing in the right inbox, not promotions, not spam. Obviously, I mean, spam is really bad, but promotions is not that good too. And most people are landing in promotions. So you got to figure out like, how do I land in the right inbox and things like that. You got to look at everything holistically, you know? If I'm an email copywriter, I'm responsible for everything that happens email, because the client's not gonna know probably.
Email, not just email copy.
Yeah, everything email. the client's not gonna know deliverability or whatever. They're gonna think we're not going to spam, so it's all right. You know, we have a 25% open rate. It's better than, you know, I had a client like this. They saw a stat that the industry average is 15%, so they thought they were getting good open rates with 25%. That's not that good, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's okay.
it depends. I mean, yeah, if you have a very inactive list or that kind of niche, could be okay, but you could also have 50%, you know?
Right.
If you just land in primary and not in promotions.
Mm.
So yeah, if you're an email copywriter, tech and deliverability, but also really the strategy, like what kind of promo should I run?
Right.
I think this becomes more into play if you're kind of like a CMO, but even as a copywriter, you have to know a bit about like creating different offers and everything like that. You have to know like, okay, maybe if it's a lower ticket product, I don't want to discount it because it would just be proportionally like too much money lost. Maybe we could give like 2 months extra of the membership. You need to think about that too. And so a little bit of offer formulation comes into play too, which, I mean, I think copywriters should be able to do very well just because we do all this research on the client and the client's clients. So you can come up with what the audience wants,
Right.
and then kind of maybe tailor promotions or like give a bonus that they would really love. Like maybe if it's a community offer, if you join before X date, you're gonna get an extra call with the coach. That's also very strong, you know, worked well for us on the trial promotion.
Look at this. Look at this lookout point. It's insane.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It's a good perspective. I think that a lot of copywriters, they get scared of stuff that's not copy. And so they kind of avoid all those parts of the business, but that's the stuff that makes you irreplaceable. Like people always think that it's, how do I get referrals? How do I get more business? How do I create results for clients that are above and beyond what they're already getting? It's like, well, you have to go above and beyond and do stuff above and beyond what people expect of you. So
yeah, and above and beyond doesn't mean, you know, writing 10 or 14 emails instead of 7. Let's clarify that. Some people do that. I mean, I don't know. If I was a client, it would kind of look desperate to me. That's my take on it. I mean, I don't know. Some people might be okay with that, but going above and beyond is really more in terms of like strategy and thinking and thinking outside the box, really. And also, this is more of a trait, I think, than kind of a skill. But you need to develop it. You need to be able to like figure out and learn stuff on your own very quickly. Like if you're an email marketer, don't just sit there and deliver a copy like, okay, this is what the client wanted me to deliver, so I deliver it exactly that way. You need to be thinking about, okay, what's the result that we want, ROI, or maybe they want more lower ticket sales to upsell to high ticket. Maybe they want high ticket right away, but you need to reverse engineer, like, how do we get there? You need to audit their current systems and think, okay, how do I improve this? Like, how do my skills fit into this? How do we make these systems better? And like basically just being proactive and proactively learning the things that you may not know, even if they are not copywriting, even if they're a little bit techy, don't be scared of that. Like this is what really sets apart, you know, the good ones, the people that clients really want to work with, is because a lot of people are passive. They're going through life, executing tasks. I think freelancers not so much, obviously. If you're in this space, you already took a leap, but the more proactive you can be, and the more you can think outside the box, the better. Often that's what really gets the biggest ROI. Even, you know, I try to do this as much as I can, but sometimes there's a different team member and they bring up a new idea, and I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that? And those are the things that double the results.
Exactly.
Like those are always the things that, why didn't I think of this? You know, why did I not think of this?
It's the other stuff that's like not the copy. It's the ideas, it's the strategy, it's thinking like the business owner, it's being invested in their business. Going above and beyond is not more copy. And I think as soon as people realize that, again, I'm going to repeat it for you because I think a lot of people are not going to think about this enough. Maybe write it down. It's like going above and beyond is not 14 emails instead of 7. Going above and beyond means going above and beyond the expectation that they're paying you for. They're paying you for 4K a month of work. If you do 4K a month of work, you're just getting 4K, they're getting what they pay for. There's no like impression there that's like, wow, it's like, I'm getting what I'm paying for. If you go and do 4K worth of work, and then you go and do stuff that's leadership related, like thinking about strategy, thinking about ideas, coming up with different ways to pitch the offer, coming up with better ways to get the same results faster. You know, that's also an interesting way to do stuff. It's not just more results, it's also getting the same result faster. It's like optimizing processes. Now they're thinking like, wow, I paid 4K, I got the return, and I got an extra $10,000 from this promotion. I never even thought we were like,
And I didn't have to think about
I didn't think about any of it.
Yeah.
My business is growing without me. And like the biggest thing I think clients love that I've done for them is this idea of like promoting, for example, an email list. Because you're running this, I'm coming up with promotional ideas for them. And they're like, they run a promotion that's heavy. They got to think about it. They got to strategize the idea, execution. It's all this work. And I'm like, here's an idea for a promotion we're going to do for the email list over the next 2 weeks. All the copies here, all the ideas are here. Here's some angles we can go with. What do you think? You're like, and they're like, yeah, like we're gonna run amazing extra cash, cash promotion, extra 50 grand for them they wouldn't have had, plus all the results. Like, it's just like the best life ever for them. Yeah, if you're good at what you do as a copywriter, that's where you're really a rainmaker for them. So I love it. Thanks so much for sharing all your secrets with me here in Rome. I hope you guys found that very valuable. And
Hope that was helpful.
thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us for the meetup too. It was really fun to see you here.
Well,
in
thanks
person.
for arranging it. Thanks for having me here. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, it's cool. We'll be doing another one soon. And if you're looking to get to the next level as a copywriter and you want to be a part of a community of
Next level.
successful copywriters, and you want to be at the next meetup where we all meet somewhere in the world, can't reveal where it is yet. I'll tell you after we're off recording where we're going. But make sure to apply to the dojo. Check it in the bio. Chat with you soon. Let's go.